Chainsaw Man was one of, if not the biggest anime to come out in 2022, and the hype surrounding its release was unlike anything we had seen in a long time. But upon its debut, the anime community was immediately split over how they felt about MAPPA's adaptation of this beloved manga. Director Ryu Nakayama's approach to adapting the Chainsaw Man story would end up causing loads of controversy, and if some rumors are true, even causing MAPPA to fire Nakayama and replace him for future seasons. But how did it end up like this? What could Nakayama possibly have done to warrant death threats being sent to him over an anime? Well, he did the unforgivable. He brought creativity and uniqueness to the anime world. Yep, you heard me right, folks. Nakayama wanted to try something different to really attempt to make this anime something truly special instead of sticking with the same unoriginal formula that most anime adaptations use nowadays. See, most anime, when adapting a manga, don't actually adapt the manga. They pretty much just redraw the manga panels one for one, add color, and make it move sometimes. An adaptation is supposed to be a reimagining of the original story. The rules of manga don't apply to anime and vice versa, which makes a lot of these colored manga adaptations feel so bland and boring. Is what I think. But nah, apparently that's what most anime fans want. They'd prefer a soulless slideshow that recreates the manga panels perfectly, rather than an actual creative reinvention of the story that plays upon the medium of animation instead of the medium of manga like it's supposed to. Obviously, not all anime fans are like this. In fact, it mostly seems like the Japanese fans are the majority of these people, as Chainsaw Man did way better here in the West than over there. So how does this tie back to Chainsaw Man's adaptation? Well, when directing Chainsaw Man, Nakayama decided to take a more cinematic and realistic approach because 1, he thought it would fit an anime adaptation of the story the best, and 2, because the author of the manga, Tatsuki Fujimoto, is a huge fan of movies, especially classic American films like Pulp Fiction, No Country for Old Men, Fight Club, etc., and he wanted to pay homage to that by making Chainsaw Man have that cinematic feel to it. Chainsaw Man's anime was a very ambitious project. MAPPA invested all of the production costs themselves, meaning there was no production committee and MAPPA did everything, even advertising and merchandise, which is unheard of. The level of animation they wanted to reach was also very ambitious. Almost the entire show has movie-level animation quality, there's tons of character acting, and they hired the best of the best in the anime industry to make this show look and sound as best as possible. There were a few episodes where some scenes dipped in quality, especially later in the season, but it's nothing too bad that can't be overlooked. Those scenes still look better than the average quality of 95% of anime, let's be real. Chainsaw Man truly is one of the best looking anime I've ever seen, easily. But despite all this, a lot of people, especially Japanese fans, as I said, hated how the anime looked, and even made a petition to have Season 1 remade. Their main complaint is that the cinematic and realistic approach didn't fit Chainsaw Man. They wanted the color palette to be super bright and colorful, like the official coloring of the manga, and that the characters should have looked and behaved more anime-like, instead of the realistic character acting. But that wasn't the only thing they wanted to complain about. Oh no. The Chainsaw Man himself had to be CGI a lot of the time, since animating moving chainsaws plus the complicated head design would have made the production schedule even more hellish, and even then they mixed in some 2D with the CGI to make it look as best as possible. Unfortunately for them though, most anime fans have an immediate stroke as soon as they hear the word CGI, so that was something they received a lot of backlash for as well. If Chainsaw Man followed the demands of these people and was bright and vibrant, with more anime-esque character designs and scenes looking more like the manga instead of creative cinematic shots, then it would still be good, don't get me wrong, but it would lose the ambition and creativity. It would lose what made this adaptation truly special, that uniqueness that made it stand out from the crowd. These kinds of adaptations are what the anime industry needs in this era of mediocrity, this era of quantity over quality, of countless soulless adaptations of shitty isekai light novels getting anime every season. We don't need to shit on and downplay Chainsaw Man's adaptation, we need to praise and encourage it. So the studios in Japan realize that pumping out the same dog shit every season just isn't gonna fly anymore. That ambitious projects with actual effort put into them can and will be more profitable in the long run. The Chainsaw Man anime was no failure by any means, but the fact that there was this much opposition and hate for it, even if it was a minority of people, means that the anime industry is still not moving in the right direction in my opinion. And I'm not saying that anime that aren't super ambitious and risky can't be good. I'm a fan of My Hero Academia, and that has a pretty bland, colored manga adaptation to be honest, minus some episodes that pop off for like no fucking reason. But if somebody read the My Hero Academia manga and asked if they should watch the anime as well, I'd probably say no, it's not worth it, because it's basically just the manga but colored. But with shows like Chainsaw Man, I get to tell them that yes, the anime is amazing, it adds to the source material, and it's a whole new way to experience the Chainsaw Man story. That's how anime adaptations should be, and I'm very happy to see that MAPPA is continuing this trend with Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. But of course, while the realistic and darker look was Chainsaw Man's thing, the soft, simplistic, almost pastel look works better for JJK. But both have extremely creative, cinematic, and ambitious adaptations that show that the people working on it truly care and want it to be the best that it can possibly be, which I think is exactly what adaptations should all be about. But in conclusion, Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation honestly deserved more hype and praise for what it did and how unique it was, and you've heard me say it 1,000 times already, I'm sure you get it by now, but how creative and ambitious it was. And hopefully it continues to be in future seasons. God, I really hope Nakayama stays as the director. Please, MAPPA! But yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. Just wanted to make a quick video talking about this subject because I'm pretty upset that Chainsaw Man got as much backlash as it did. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed or agreed with anything I said. Hit that like button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!